File 7. The motel room with no listing. My GPS rerouted 3 times in the last mile, like it couldn't decide where it wanted me. The blue line on the map kept snapping to side roads that didn't exist, just dark stretches of tree line and wet shoulder. When I finally hit the last turn, the voice didn't say a street name. It just said, "Arrived." No address, no pin label. And when my headlights pushed through the rain, I saw a low strip of lights ahead. One long building, 2 stories. The kind of place you'd only stop at if you were too tired to keep driving. A neon sign flickered above it like it was trying to remember how to spell itself. The place looked real enough to be dangerous. Parking lot half full but silent. No voices, no doors slamming. The rain fell in straight lines under the orange light poles, and every puddle reflected the building like a second copy of it was trying to surface. The neon sign on the office canopy buzzed and flashed. Hotel. Then hotel. Then nothing. Then hotel again. I checked my phone for the listing out of habit. Nothing. No reviews. No photos. Searching the name, what little I could read, returned 0 results. Like the motel had never existed until my GPS decided it did. The office door was unlocked, which felt wrong on its own. Inside, the lobby was lit like a convenience store at 2 a.m. Too bright, too flat. A rack of brochures sat on the counter, but the paper was blank when I leaned in close, like the ink had been washed away. There was a bell on the desk. I didn't ring it at first. I waited. The air smelled like old carpet and something electrical warming up. My phone's screen dimmed on its own, and the map rotated slowly until it was pointing behind me, like it wanted me to keep an eye on the door. I tapped the bell once, not a polite ring, just enough to say I was there. The sound felt swallowed, like the building was padded. After a few seconds, a drawer slid open by itself under the counter, slow and steady. No hand, no creak of someone leaning down, just the drawer moving like it had been triggered. Inside was a single key sleeve, white paper, room number stamped in block text, and my name, spelled correctly, printed where the guest name should be. I hadn't said it out loud. I hadn't typed it anywhere. The key sleeve looked pre-made. Outside, the walkway lights made the rain look like static. My room was on the 2nd level, right in the middle, where the building's symmetry was too perfect to feel natural. The door numbers were black metal, but the one on my door looked newer than the rest, cleaner, sharper edges. I slid the key in. It worked immediately. No hesitation, no sticky lock. Like the door had been waiting for that key specifically. When it clicked open, the hallway light behind me flickered once, and for a second, my shadow on the door looked delayed. The room smelled clean in a way that felt fake, like bleach covering something older. The curtains were already half closed, but rain light still seeped through, turning the carpet into a dull shimmer. The TV sat on a dresser facing the bed, unplugged, except the red standby light was on anyway. I set my bag down and noticed the room guide on the nightstand. The first page was a printed list of rules, and at the bottom, in the same neat block text as my name on the key sleeve, one line stood out: "Do not look up the motel name." I looked it up anyway. My phone's browser loaded a blank page. No error, no loading circle, just white, like the internet had been erased. Then the screen flickered and replaced my search bar with a single pinned banner notification across the top. Check-in completed. I hadn't checked in. Not digitally. Not anywhere that would send a notification like that. The TV clicked once, soft, mechanical, and the screen flashed gray for a single frame before going dark again. Like it had tested the connection and decided to wait. I went into the bathroom to splash water on my face. Only hands visible in the shot, nothing else. And the mirror fogged instantly like the room was breathing. As the steam cleared, I saw the motel behind me. But the angle was wrong. It wasn't a reflection. It looked like a camera feed framed inside the mirror, showing the doorway from the ceiling corner. In that view, the door was open a few inches. In real life, I was sure I'd closed it. My phone buzzed again, and the banner at the top of the screen changed to "Room is ready." A knock hit the door, 3 taps, 2 even to be casual. I froze. The peephole view showed the corridor empty, but the hallway light outside my room flickered, and in that flicker the corridor looked longer than it should, like the motel had stretched its own geometry. My phone screen brightened by itself and displayed a small map dot labeled U. The dot wasn't in my room. It was outside the door, standing in the hallway. Then it slid forward one step and stopped. Like something had moved into position and was waiting for me to confirm it. I grabbed the key sleeve like it was proof and yanked the door open. The corridor was empty. No footsteps. No retreating shadow. Just rain noise and buzzing lights. But the key sleeve felt wrong in my fingers. Lighter. I looked down. My name was still there, but the room number had changed. The printed digits slid into a different number like a scoreboard flipping. Behind me, the TV turned on fully. Channel Snow, thick and white. And in the static, a single clean frame appeared. Me standing in the doorway, filmed from down the hall. From an angle that didn't exist unless the corridor had a camera. The frame held just long enough for my brain to recognize my posture. Then it snapped back to snow. If this file hits a little too close to home, if you've ever pulled up somewhere that felt real but didn't feel listed, tell me about it in the comments. And if you want more POV case files like this, found footage motel runs, broken GPS routes, and broadcasts that know your name, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Because some places don't show up on a map until they decide you're the one who needs to find them.